Welcome to Boston Black News. I'm your host, Ron Bell. This is a great day in Boston. Happy Friday. 351 cities and towns, 7 continents, 50 states around the world. We can see everywhere. I mean, you can see us everywhere in your living room. You can see us on your cell phone. You can see us on different venues, 102.9 FM, all over the place. You can see this studio right in the historic Codman Square. And we're very excited this morning because we are going to talk about voting. This is voting week. On Saturday, tomorrow, we have early voting. And we got a piece that Dunk the Vote has created. It's a ticket that we're going to be distributing today, tomorrow, all the way up to November 1st. This is an early voting ticket. It lists all the different polling locations. So when you see these, it's not a ticket, right? We just want to make sure we get your attention. So when you get excited and get upset at Ron Bell, it's going to just be it's a helpful tool to help you get to the polls. October 19th is early voting. November 5th is the election day. Polls open at 7 a.m. They close at 8 p.m. You can mail in your votes. I'm not pushing that because the post office has been late with a lot of mail. God bless our post office workers, but I tell you, things are coming in slow. So tomorrow we have an exciting day. We are collaborating with Jack and Jill Inc., Dorchester Community Development Corporation, and we are really excited about this effort to get out the vote. We have young people involved, parents from Jack and Jill. Then we have some workers from Dorchester Community Development. We have Dunk the Vote out there now putting this on your car. And so make sure, don't get excited, don't get all bent out of shape. We just want to make voting fun. So this morning, I have in the studio, I'm so excited, I have Ivy Bailey. She is 13, and she is a warrior for justice. And she's ready to tell us some of her thinking on voting and how important it is. We have Koinia Martin Page.
Koinia.
Okay, I'm gonna get it right, y'all. Koinia. All right. She's the legislative chair for Jack and Jill of America Boston chapter, and we have Tiffany Orman, legislative committee for Jack and Jill. Welcome to Boston Black News. Wow.
Thank you.
We have been talking about organizing this event. This is the first year that Dunk the Vote has done early voting GOTV. Normally we wait until November 1st, but I'm excited that we can get people out to vote, and particularly in the black community in Massachusetts. I've been saying this really bothered me. In 2020 presidential election, out of 50 states, Massachusetts black voter turnout came in last place, 36%. That's real low. 71% to our white counterparts, 56% for our Hispanic community voters. And that's a little better, but 36% for the black community, we got to change that. So,
absolutely.
Ivy, what do you think? Tell us a little bit about yourself and why are you getting involved, and Jack and Jill is going to pound some pavement tomorrow and all the way up until November 5th, I hope.
Okay, so I'm black and I'm a woman, and we fought for those rights since 1920 when women were finally allowed to vote, but black people still couldn't vote, so I wouldn't have been able to vote for who I want. But in 1965, John Lewis fought, and he got rights for black people to vote. And I feel like if we don't have enough black voters, then our opinion's not going to get across, and we're not going to have somebody who we want to like help our communities and help our minorities out when it's time for like real crisis.
All right. Well, you're hired. You know what? You can just come over here and take over. So your friends are going to be, so what's going on for tomorrow? I mean, do you know the whole plan, or should I ask Koinia? Okay. Koinia.
Okay.
Beautiful,
Ron.
Good. Tell us what's going to happen tomorrow.
Yes. So Ivy said that so beautifully. All over the nation, Jack and Jill chapters have been engaging in get out the vote and voter registration initiatives. And just like Ivy so eloquently stated, the John Lewis Voting Rights Act is one of the major legislative advocacy points that Jack and Jill of America, Inc. is supporting. And so pursuant to that, we are looking to collaborate with organizations just like Dunk the Vote that are working in Black communities to get out the vote, register voters, and that is exactly why this is such an ideal partnership. And so just like you said, October 19th is a key date because it's the first day of early voting in Massachusetts. So in our chapter, we have 53 families.
Wow.
And Jack and Jill of America is a membership organization of mothers and children. And we are developing future leaders, just like Ivy here. And we do that by helping them engage in leadership development and in developing them in civic duty, philanthropy, legislative advocacy. And so Dunk the Vote, Ron, you're going to be helping us with our voter registration training.
Yes.
And then we're going to take that training. We're going to be doing that at the Codman Square Neighborhood Development. And we're so glad for their partnership. We're going to be knocking on doors. We're going to be being at key stations, passing out literature to tell people about services, tell people about key voter registration information.
Right.
And we're going to be hoping to galvanize folks to exercise this right that our leaders like John Lewis and others fought so hard, sacrificed so hard for us to have. And we're going to have parents out with the kids. We're going to have middle schoolers and high schoolers out engaging in the civic process, and we're going to be encouraging people to know their registration status.
Right.
And we're going to be encouraging people to register. So we're going to have ballots for them to be able to sign up on the spot to register, to vote, and to have a plan on registration day. That's so important. And just like you said, we take it for granted because we live in Massachusetts. We think it's a blue state, but we can't sleep. We can't sleep. We got to wake up. We got to get up. We got to get out, and we got to get to the polls. So thank you so much.
Oh, yeah, definitely. So, Tiffany, your daughter here, she gave a good opening statement. How does it make you feel to be out fighting for democracy?
I mean, it makes me feel empowered. It makes me feel excited, energized. I think, as Ivy pointed to, this mission has been ongoing for years, and our success is completely reliant on the partnership between the young and the old and everything in between. This is an intergenerational battle.
Right.
And we are so much more powerful. We are so much more impactful when the community from youngest to oldest is working together. We're coalescing around our mission. And that's a core tenet, not only of Jack and Jill, but the civil rights movement. So, you know, as Koenia said, it's just a beautiful marriage of these two organizations. And together we're hopeful and excited that we're going to be in the streets tomorrow, getting other folks excited, getting other folks informed, making a difference. Again, it's just been something that our community has fought so hard and long for. We are obligated to continue the fight, to make the change, to make the effort. If we want, in fact, the future for everyone, and of course personally for my baby, to be all that it can be, for her to have the access and the equity that she deserves, there is no other choice for me but to be on the streets helping folks get out there and vote.
And I'm very proud to see a mom and daughter out fighting for social justice. And we're going to have about 40 people? Plus, could we have
yeah.
Dunk the Vote volunteers? The Development Corporation are going to be joining us as well. So, Ivy, what do you think, why people don't vote? What is the problem? Is it because of what's going on in D.C.? Or, I mean, when you see the candidates fighting one another and arguing and so-called debating, how does that make you feel?
I feel like nowadays people feel like they can't vote because they see like these two candidates up there and they feel like they might not agree with either, or they might like be in a place where they cannot speak on what they think is right or not.
Right.
They feel threatened by other voters and they can't vote for what they want. But I feel like they should just get out there and do what they think is right and have their own opinion out there and voice it.
Right. And your friends, what do they talk about? Like some of the students that are joining us tomorrow, what is their take on? Do they talk and present like you, or are they more laid back? I mean,
I think that everybody who is a part of Jack and Jill as like a society, they have all come together and they all like are voicing their opinions on why everybody should vote, especially people in minorities, because as you said, Black people barely voted in Massachusetts.
right.
But I feel like all the Jack and Jill kids can all agree that it's very important to vote and that we need to come together and help out in our communities.
Yeah. Tiffany, so I'm really excited about the different teams, the names, democracy. Can you list, do you know by offhand?
I have it here.
Yeah, you have it? Okay. Because I was like, okay, I've got some warriors
Democracy,
here.
civic action.
Give me just a
Yeah.
second. I'll bring it up for
There's
you.
some good ones.
Yeah, but as you scroll down, again, Tiffany, your daughter, again, now we have a Black woman running for president. How does that make you feel?
I mean, it's almost difficult to explain in words how it makes me feel, but I'm amazed, I'm proud. I will qualify that I think Kamala is the best, strongest candidate. It is an added benefit that she happens to be a Black woman. I mean,
Right.
she's a phenomenal individual. She
Right.
is highly qualified. I'm excited and hopeful about what she can accomplish if she's sitting in that seat.
Right.
But to see that, and Ivy, she was born at a time Barack was president. So
Right.
like to have my child grow up at a time where the first president in her lifetime was a Black man, to have a Black woman running at
Right.
this phase, and to think about where we were to where we are today, it's just, it lands on me in a way that is so heavy and so wonderful, but also so important as we again start to talk about the need to push progress forward, because it is not over. We see what's happening with
yeah.
her
Right.
being on the ballot. And so that only spotlights how increasingly important it is
Right.
that we continue to fight and advocate and back every action, every minute, every moment that we can between now and then to get to the right result.
Right.
So to do that alongside my daughter,
Right.
as she thinks about what this is going to mean for her future, and potentially her kids' futures,
Right.
is just really a fantastic opportunity and experience for our
Right.
family.
Right. So the name's
I have the names.
Coenia.
Yes.
I'm getting it.
Beautiful. And I have to say that the disclaimer, although you can probably guess my views and but our political views are individual views, because of the nature of our organization and our foundation, our status. Our efforts are nonpartisan.
Nonpartisan.
Are nonpartisan. So we have families, and I know Dunk the Vote also
Is
are
nonpartisan.
nonpartisan. So our efforts on Saturday are our big tent.
Right.
And so our outreach will be to families and individuals of all persuasions, all political views.
Intergenerational,
We want
multicultural, all that.
ages.
in
We
the bag.
want everybody to come out to vote,
Right.
no matter who you're voting for.
That's right.
This event is for everybody. And so we will be canvassing in Cotman Square.
Right.
And so that's our stamp And we all have strong political views,
Right.
and we have our hopes. And this is a really historic election, but that's our little asterisk we have to put. And here are our teams that's so exciting. And our partners at Codman Square came up with these great names. We have a democracy team, civic duty team, a justice team, a liberty team, and a patriotism team. And so they are going to be in the Triangle area at Common Square.
Right.
And we're looking forward to seeing folks. We're going to have some teams at America's Food Basket and at the Common Square Health Center.
Okay.
If folks want to know where they can get some of this great Dunk the Vote literature,
Right.
America's Food Basket and the Common Square Health Center are good areas to find us if folks are not registered to vote already and they want to stop by and see us and get registered. America's Food Basket and Common Square Health Center are two good places where they can come by and get registered from folks that will have been trained under the tutelage of Dunk the Vote
Right.
tomorrow.
Right.
I think we will, by 10 a.m., they can start to see us there.
Correct. Right.
All right.
So, what are some of the issues facing our communities that are, just name three that come to mind, and why you're doing this work?
Well, I'll say some Jack and Jill initiatives.
Right.
One, and I also I have three sons
Right.
that are in Jack and Jill, and one of my sons will be able to vote in this
All
election.
right.
And so you'd asked about that, and he's quite excited. And so one of the things that has emerged is there's been a lot of talk about process. And as a byproduct of that, I think in previous elections, you spoke to apathy. People have not gotten out to vote.
Right.
That has galvanized some of the young people to, in fact, register.
Right.
And so he is one. And I hope you can speak to this process of folks being able to even pre-register. We're getting close to the time yet, so maybe that's not. But I think it's still interesting that we have that ability
Right.
to pre-register. But some issues that are on the Jack and Jill radar for legislative advocacy are the Crown Act.
Okay.
That's an issue. The George Foreman Policing Act.
George Floyd.
I'm sorry.
George Foreman used to be the boxer. That's okay.
The George Floyd Act.
Right.
Right. And so those are two that come to mind because our teens in our chapter went to the Capitol in D.C.
Okay.
and advocated with our congressional representatives there on behalf of families here about those acts. And we have great representatives. But those are important, and our local students still face discrimination on those issues, even here, even liberal places, and we still see in our local papers. I won't go into specific issues in the
Right.
news. The other issues that our kids face are equity in our schools, access to educational equity. That may come up with when you think of like IEP and 504 plans and access to quality education.
Right.
And so those are issues that affect African American families, and those are issues that we advocate for nationally, both locally here. And so there are some ballot issues right now, and again, nonpartisan. Right. But it's not just, a lot of times we don't vote and we don't register to vote because we think, it's blue, our vote won't matter. But they're not just candidates on the ballot, there are ballot questions on the ballot. Right. And so when you show up on Saturday, Ron tells us he's going to have literature that's going to tell us about not just the candidates on the ballot, but the ballot questions. And so you need to show up to vote so you can weigh in on the questions on the ballot that will affect our children
Right.
and our children in their education.
Right.
So those are some of the issues we're facing, and one of those questions, we have families. We're not a monolith in Jack and Jill, and even some of our families feel differently about those questions on the ballot. So we must be informed, and we must register, and we must vote.
Right. One of the things I do want to say is that locally here, it's so important that we vote. And you had alluded to the ballot questions. There are 5 ballot questions that are very important that people pay attention to, and one of them is the auditor auditing the legislator. That's question 1, and I'm putting it into layman's language. Question number 2 is the MCAS, to replace the MCAS as a requirement for graduation. And number 3 is that the tips? No, that's not the tips. I can't remember the 3 offhand. But anyway, there's 5 of them, and we will go over them tomorrow at the training, and we will talk about them more in our second half of our broadcast. So, Ivy, tell me, what do you say to your friends in reference to recruiting? Like, if I'm out here, you knock on my door, and I know you're going to get the training tomorrow, but just tell me, what would you say? You knock on someone's door, how would you present that? Here's your voter registration form. Here's your voter piece to get out early voting, and here's your guide, right? And I want to see if you can just react real quickly. This is a guide. Let me tell you what in this guide. This tells the different candidates, not who's running, but who's currently in office, right? And it also gives the dates. Voter registration ends on October 26th, so you can vote in the election all the way up to November 1st. I don't really encourage people to register and go vote. I don't know if it'll get into the computer or not. But this is the document we'll be giving out, because there are different techniques you got to use to different individuals. And I'm just a brother, just knock on my door, and you want to get me registered to vote, which is a registration form. You have your ticket to the polls. It's a voter early information poll ticket. And you're here, and you're knocking on my door. Let's role play. Not to put you on the spot. Let's just go ahead. This is voter registration form, right? So you have your name. You have people fill this all out, and then you tear it up, right? This goes to the individual, and this goes to City Hall. Okay? I'm gonna get you a fresh one. How's that? And my name's Ron Bell, by the way.
I feel like what I would talk about is how I would walk them through how to start voting. I tell them about the event that's going on with Jack and Jill. I'd be like, I am from Jack and Jill. We are working on this project to get people in our communities to start voting, and we are showing people how to use the voter registration form that I have here. And we can walk you through the steps of how to do it. This will go to City Hall. This one you guys can keep. And we are also partnering with Dunk the Vote, where you can it shows you why you should and how you can vote early, because that's very important when we are talking about the vote and the ballot. And yeah.
What about this book here? This is Making Boston Government Work for You. It's putting you on the spot, but you're doing pretty good.
She does.
I feel like I would try and show them some representatives from what specific county or what specific town they live in. If they live in Boston, what they should, who's representing them so far, and how it could help them.
Right.
And I feel like I would help them try to get to know who their government is, who they're having lead them so far. I'd show them the mayor and stuff.
Yeah.
I feel like I would try and help them get what they need and help them make the government work for them. And yeah.
You know what? When you get a little older, if you ever consider running for office, I run campaigns.
Can I just say?
No.
Could I just
Go ahead and say it, girl.
Ron,
Let's give her a hand.
Yes.
y'all. You know what? Give me some dap. Can I get some
am
dap?
smiling ear to ear. Ivy, I just want to say, so tomorrow, Ron is going to be doing our training. He's going to train you. But I am so proud of you. We are so proud
Oh,
of
yeah.
you. You represent the best of us. And I'm not just talking Jack and Jill, but just our community. I feel like we are in such good hands.
Yeah.
This is the leader. This is why I do this. That you did so well.
Thank
And I
you.
saw your face. I saw your number. You did so well. You were so poised. And he did put you on the spot. But you did so well. You did excellently well. And that was such servant leadership. And I would register with you.
I would too. I
You
think
did
I'm going to
great.
register all over again. 617-282-0685. We're here at Boston Black News. We have Koenia,
Yes.
right? We had Tiffany and Ivy in the studio from Jack and Jill. Remember, tomorrow at 86 Southern Avenue in the historic Codman Square, we're going to be knocking on doors, giving out information. We're going to be giving out these books. This book is awesome. It shows you who's your city councilor. It shows you who's your mayor, your governor, your elected official. It doesn't have the president yet. We don't know. So make sure you go out and vote. We're excited for you coming in this morning. We're going to give you a copy of this video, this broadcast. But this is really good. And I think I want you to be, in that training, like helping me with this. Because I think that'd be good. How's that? You just did it for 200,000 people.
Yeah.
Thank you so much. Y'all take care. We're going to be into this broadcast. We'll be right back.
It's time to vote again. We can't let nothing get in our way. 4 years has passed and we have so much to say. So now's the time to cast your vote. 'Cause voting is our only hope. It's time again to get out and vote. Yes, it's time again to get out and vote. Children are dying from police brutality, and now voting for us is our responsibility. Yes, voting we must to deal with these tragedies, and God we must trust, and voting is the seed. So now the time to cast your vote, 'cause voting is our only hope. It's time again get out and vote. Yes, it's time again to get out and vote. Don't you vote. Don't you vote, people. Don't you vote. Don't you vote, people. Don't you vote. Don't you vote, people. Don't you vote. Don't you vote, people didn't have the right to vote. But they didn't stop trying, they didn't give up hope. Some even died at the end of a Hangsman's rope. But soon some people began to fight against what they knew wasn't right. Blacks, Jews, and whites took a stand, and that is when all the marching began. Still marching. We ain't got tired. We ain't got tired. And we have no regret. For the years that's going strong. Still marching. We're gonna get there before too long. Now the first march was in Selma, Alabama. It's a day we'll always remember. On the Edmund Baptist Bridge, police stood in the way. It was the beginning of the bloody Sunday. Dr. King knew that we would be attacked, but he said to everyone that we ain't turning back. So we marched holding hands, singing we shall overcome. Man, we dodged police and clubs that put us on the run. We ain't got tired. We ain't got tired. And we have no regret. For the years that's going strong. Still marching. We're gonna get there before too long.
Yeah, come on. Yeah, come on. Dust the vote. Come on. Yeah, come on. Come on. Dust the vote. Many people died for the right to vote. That's right. So don't take it for granted, cause it ain't no joke. That's right. The battle's still long, but there's still hope. That's right. If you don't take action, it will go up in smoke. It ain't that hard, it won't give you a stroke. That's right. But now it's time to get on the boat. If you don't get out and vote, come on, my brother, it will surely be all she wrote. That's so right. Let's dump the vote. So let's dump the vote. That's right. Let's dump the vote. Come on, let's dump the vote. Shit.
Remember, the Voting Rights Act is up for reauthorization in 2007. Now it's time for us to take action. UC2, UConn.
The pandemic today is the #1 story. The black scene is the story of our glory. You choose to take the vaccine.
Vaccine.
choose to take the vaccine.
Stewart's story unraveled.
I'm giving the Boston police officers quite a bit of information about what had transpired.